Hey, beautiful people. Welcome back to our Love Talk and Confidence series. I'm Saria.
And I'm Kara.
And today we're talking about how your love life changes when you shift your self-concepts. Before we get started, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Make sure to follow us on IG and TikTok at QueenConvos. And if you have a topic or question you would like us to feature in a future video, leave a comment below or send us a DM. Let's talk about this. What are your thoughts on this, Kara?
I never knew what self-concept was. I think I confused it with self-love. And I was like, yeah, I'm cool with that. Like, I'm good. I don't need to change that. Like, I don't know. This is the secret sauce. Okay. I'm telling you, self-concept, secret sauce to everything, not just in love life. It's to everything. Okay. So it gives you the answers that you're looking for. It gives you the roadmap to finding your way and on this journey of life. Self-concept. It's how you view yourself and how you view others in like other people in situations. So I used to blame people for things. I'd be in that victim mode, like playing the victim, but I didn't even know I was doing it. I just thought it was like, oh, because other people would be like, oh, well, he did that to you. Oh, you poor thing. So sorry for you. And then I would play it up and be like, yeah, it's just, I'm just unlucky in love. Like, and then I'd have these, like, I didn't realize that was a self-concept issue. Like that was just something that I would tell myself. And also because I would listen to other people when they were telling me these things. Don't do that. Only listen to yourself. Okay. Like really, you're going to end up feeling way more resistance when you're trying to listen to other people because they're not in your life. They're not putting your pants on. Or maybe they are. But they're not walking in your shoes. Okay. They don't know your past. They don't know what's going on in your brain. So literally just listen to yourself. What does that mean? That means beliefs that you have about things or things that you say to yourself that you find yourself saying internally, or things that you think about situations like, oh, that guy, all men are cheaters. All men are dogs. All men are just awful. Like, really? Who is that serving? Like, how does that make you feel good when you say that? Why would you say that? Like, why? I know that people do that to just kind of like have conversation, but it's really not, it's not serving anybody. So, because that's what you're just going to keep getting in your life. You're going to keep getting the cheaters. You're going to keep getting the ones that treat you like crap. You're going to keep getting, if you say all the men and then you go, oh, but not all. Okay, so I'll say most men. No, not even that works. Like, just stop saying it all together. Okay, take it out and replace it with the new. Men love me. Men treat me like gold. All men are like just magnetized to me and they kiss the ground I walk on and they will do anything and bend over backwards and, all that good stuff, Stop saying all men are bad, like all men are cheaters. Oh, and then cry about when it happens to you or if you see it happen to other people. You did it. Like, I don't know what other way, how else to say it, but that's the self-concept belief. That is how you view yourself and how you view men. So that's what's going to keep happening. So once I started really going in deep, like Um, Not really. Well, I wouldn't say deep. It was just more, I became conscious. I became aware of what I was saying and the thoughts that I was thinking. And I'm like, oh, that's why. Oh, oh, like I've had a lot of those moments. And it's only been a few weeks. I really didn't understand it until now. And so um it's I've just had so many of the I don't know how else to say it other than I've had so many of those like aha moments, like oh, and it's so eye-opening. But the cool part is now that I understand what it is, I can change it and I can have a, like control over it, and you don't have to believe it right away. That's the coolest part, because it's really hard to believe something when you keep getting and seeing it happening in your 3D, in your reality. You keep experiencing things. Um, so that is when you have to know that you don't have to believe it right away. And you just go grind harder and persist in it. And that's the way it's going to be. 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 You're retraining your brain. That's what the self concept is, so that it becomes automatic and you don't have to keep feeling like you having to keep saying all these affirmations and listening to all these tapes and CDs and, lullabies at night. If you feel like you need to do that at first, yeah, until you actually 100% believe the truth in it, regardless of what's going on out here, until you 100% believe that, it's not changed. So you're going to keep seeing stuff. But there's a time lag. So it's going to take a little bit of time before it actually starts showing up. But it's working for me. And there's so many things that have changed in my life just by changing my inner conversations with myself and switching those little seemingly not so important thoughts that I had to better ones and to the actual opposite of it. And it's actually working out. Like it's playing out. So I think that's the baseline. It's the foundation of what we all need to be doing. And it's going to be different with every situation. But when you have that baseline of confidence in all areas, that's a great start, because then you'll just feel like you're becoming unstoppable and you can take on anything. And that's really when you start to gain momentum. So I think I've rambled on enough. How about you, Saria?
So I think for me, when I really started focusing on self-concept and going back to what self-concept is, and we probably should do a video on that. So going back to what self-concept is belief in yourself. It's how you view yourself, how you treat yourself, what you think about yourself, the fact that you're putting yourself on a pedestal, the fact that you are the chooser and you're not waiting to be chosen. All of that goes into your self-concept, how you think about yourself. And when you have thoughts like that, that impacts the confidence that you have in yourself. So when I really started focusing on that, I noticed things that would bother me, especially in regards to relationships, dating. And when I say relationships, I'm talking about in general, not just romantic. I did not take things as personally anymore, because when your self-concept is high, so say you call someone, so past example, if I may have been interested in someone in the past and I called and maybe they did not call back, then my mind would have started running and I would have been like, well, what are they doing? Did I say something? Do they not want me anymore? And I would have all these thoughts. And then it was like, then it would just become like this downward spiral. And then sometimes if it had happened a few times, I might even send something, a nasty gram. I was good for that. I would send a nasty text or call and be ready to go off on someone or cut somebody off. That's it. I don't have time for it. I'm done. Peace out. I don't need to talk to you anymore. I used to do that. I was really like, I was a pro at doing that. But it was like when I started really working on my self-concept and focusing on myself, I don't look at stuff like that anymore. I look at it as maybe that person is really busy, or maybe that person just doesn't feel like talking right now and they just need some time to themselves. That's one of the other things as far as self-concept. I started appreciating time to myself. I don't feel like I need to be out with someone all the time. I don't feel like I have to be on a date every Friday night. I don't feel like I have to be booed up with someone all the time. I actually enjoy my solitude and being by myself. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't like being booed up or I don't like relationships. I'm not saying that, but I understand the importance of having that time to myself. And so now, like, if, I can get in touch with a person, or, it's a situation where I might want to do something and a person might not be available to do that, I don't take it personally anymore. Why would someone not want to be around me? Like, I'm an amazing person. And that's the belief that you have to have in yourself. That's how you have to see yourself. Why would someone not want to be around me? Like, why would that even be a thought? Why would I even think that? Like, they don't want to talk to me. They don't want to avoid me. And if they don't want to, they're just trash anyway. So like, whatever, I don't need to be involved with them. But seriously, like, I don't get agitated by stuff like that anymore. Or if I do get agitated, I have my moment, and then usually a couple hours later, I'm fine. I'm not even thinking about it. And I'm just like, oh, okay, I'm not worried about it. It'll happen next week, or it'll happen tomorrow. And like, that's how I roll with it. But the thing is, because I've shifted the way that I think about things, those positive things, when I shift to the positive state, the positive things, that's what typically happens. But prior to working on my self-concept, when I would have these negative thoughts and then send the nasty gram, I would get a negative result. So it was like I was, for lack of a better word, you know how I feel about the term manifesting, Kara, but I was manifesting based on my beliefs, my negative beliefs. I was manifesting a negative outcome. I was affirming that a negative outcome would happen because I had already put a negative perspective on the situation. So because I put a negative perspective on a situation, I got a negative outcome from it. Whereas if it's a situation I might not like, I don't like, I had a moment. Okay, I didn't like that. That didn't feel good. But I'm gonna look at it from a positive perspective, and then I shift my thoughts on it, and I get a positive outcome. And I think it's difficult to do that, to start doing that. Starting, especially because you're gonna feel like you're nuts. Gonna be honest.
Yeah.
Yes. When
Yes.
something crazy is happening, or stuff, it seems like it's falling apart or whatnot. It might even be a situation where you're not even talking to the person, but then you get to the point, it's just like, no, this is working in my favor. And you go about your business and it actually happens. Now, let me give an example from my personal life. I had a situation like that with someone that I care deeply about, and I was not talking to this person. And I got to the point where I'm just like, I'm not talking to this person anymore. But by this date, and I even wrote it on my calendar, by this date, I'm going to talk to this person. And I kid you not, and this was a month before it happened. I kid you not, before that no, excuse me, I kid you not, on that specific date, actually, that I had written in my calendar, I actually heard from that person. And the situation turned, and I was not in like no contact, not talking to this person anymore. So you will feel like you're crazy. I'm going to be honest. You're going to feel like you're crazy, but just test it. Just test it. Something that you're not enjoying how the circumstances going, write down in a calendar, write down in a notebook, or either just tell someone that you're close to. Don't just tell anybody. Someone that you're close to that doesn't care if you're nuts. They're going to love you anyway. Like, tell that person and be like, oh, this is going to happen. Watch. Just watch. Like, you want to bet money? I promise you it's going to happen. And be so confident and watch it turn around. Just try it. And once you see that happen once or twice, you're going to have more confidence in that. You're going to have more faith in that. And then when you see it happen repetitively, you start shifting how you look at things. Because it's like, oh, when I picked the better feeling thought about that, even though this was pissing me off or hurting my feelings or making me sad, when I picked the better feeling thought, I felt better. I wasn't sitting here crying about it. I wasn't worried about it. I may have wondered when is it going to happen every once in a while. I'm not saying you won't waver, because you probably will, but overall you'll feel better. And then you just inherently know that it's going to happen and be at peace with that. Go about your business, enjoy your life. Go out to eat, go do stuff with your friends, go take a trip, go shopping, do whatever, but get your mind off of it. Love on yourself. Take yourself on dates. Take yourself to do something. Take yourself to the spa. I don't know. Do something that you enjoy doing and persist in that. And then watch. It'll happen. So
yeah, like you're gonna feel nuts, like when you keep saying it
you
over
are.
and over again and it's not happening. But that's when you keep persisting, because it will.
Exactly.
It will happen.
And even to the point, after I really started working on my self-concept, I've gone and looked at my pictures prior to that time period, and I've looked at my pictures afterwards. I have a different aura about myself. Even people respond to me differently. I've had people, oh, you've changed something about yourself. I can't tell what it is. And it's how I'm responding to the world. And how I'm responding to the world makes how the world respond back to me totally different. So everything shifts. When you start shifting how you look at things, you start acting differently. And when you start acting differently, people respond to you differently. And so then you have more positive outcomes more often than you did prior to working on your self-concept. So that's why self-concept is so important. And especially when you are dating, if you have the self-concept that you're always waiting around on a man to do something, you're always waiting around on, someone to call you, or there's this whole mentality, I'm not going to call him, the man's supposed to call me first, or I got to wait so many days to call such and such. No. If you're bold and you don't care what anybody else thinks, oh, I want to talk to him, I'm going to pick the phone up and talk to him. Like, it's not that hard. Like, why would you, this is one thing that it baffles me. Why would you sit there for days on end and not do something that you want to do? I don't understand that. So
they're afraid. That's fear.
Right. So when your self-concept is high, you don't care what anybody thinks. Even case in point, even doing this channel, I'm going to be honest. There were fears about Kara and I doing this channel. What will people think? What will people say? Like, how are we going to be judged? Or whatnot? At this point, I don't care. Because you know what? I had enough courage to get up and do it. It was something I wanted to do, and I'm not going to let anybody stop me from doing that. So me working on my self-concept, that afforded me the opportunity to even be on this platform doing that. Whereas before I had worked on my self-concept, I did not have the guts to do this. I'm being honest. I've always been a very confident person, but I think prior to working on self-concept, sometimes I was worried too much about what other people thought. Like validation came in the form of, accomplishments or what I did well or someone patting me on the back. I don't care now. I validate myself. And so when you get to that point, you don't care. Everything else will shift. And your dating options are going to get even better. So some of the people that you may have been interested in before you start working on your self-concept, you're not even going to look twice at them anymore. So that is why it is so important for you to work on your self-concept. Take some time to yourself, work on yourself, get your mind right, get your thoughts right, love on yourself, validate yourself. And when you do that, everything else will fall into place.
And they're not going anywhere either, by the way. Let me just add that.
No, it doesn't matter.
They're not going anywhere. If you want them, you can have them. Don't worry about that, and don't not work on yourself and thinking if you're taking time for yourself that means that, then they're going to forget about you. They won't. If you do your self-concept right, exactly. They won't. They will come crawling back begging.
And you think to yourself, I'm forgettable, baby. I can go off. I'm unforgettable. So even if I don't talk to you for a couple days, weeks, whatever, you're not going to forget me. Mm-hmm. Limited edition, one of a kind. You're not. And that mentality. You're the chooser. Don't worry about being chosen because you are the chooser.
Yes. Bam. That was good. That was so good.
That's all for now. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share. Follow us on IG and TikTok at QueenConvos. And if you would like your topic or question to be discussed in a future video, leave a comment below or send us a DM. Until next time,
stay classy
and sassy. I am fully confident in my decisions. I have confidence and peace. Therefore, I do not chase after things. I am unfazed by circumstances. Everything is always working in my favor.